Alright, I just want to do a quick video and showing you a tip with driving in water. Many of us do that, and we have the standard sponges, as you can see here, rip apart once you start getting in water. They start to deteriorate. Next thing you know, they rip apart and you can't use them anymore. So as you can see, this one is one of the ones that have kind of survived. But what I'm doing basically with my excursion truck is I have been replacing the insides with pipe insulation. There is a name for it. I think it's called Armacell. And it basically, what I'm doing is I'm putting it around, bending it around the rim, inside the tire, so this replaces it. These are closed cell, so it's waterproof. No water will penetrate it. It'll maintain its shape. The center where the pipe is helps you bend it, as well as gives you a little bit of flex in the tires. So these are all things that I thought would help with making that. I already tried it on 2 tires that I have marked here with the strapping in the center. So that way I know I've done those 2 tires. As you can see, the tires don't look any different than the ones that don't have anything in it, until I put a little weight on it, which is where I was running into my problem. The tire was collapsing beneath with the weight of the excursion truck top. So, just to show you, again, here's my Acoustic block. I just always use that to protect my equipment. And that same 25-pound weight I used in another video. Once I drop this down, as you can see, and let me get you a little closer here, as you can see, this tire is not compressed. You see how there's still rigidity to it. It's nice, well formed. Whereas the tire that does not have anything, which is the way I normally run my tires, so that way water doesn't damage them, is completely crushed down. The sidewall has collapsed. As you can see here, the sidewall has collapsed in comparison to the opposite side, which is still intact with that same 25-pound weight. So that's the goal, is to basically keep the tires in shape so you get maximum traction and to provide water stability when you're running through water. So I'm gonna do a quick how-to on how this is done, and then we'll take it from there. Speak with you in a few. All right, now I'm gonna try and show you how I do this. In my case, it's probably gonna be a little different than you guys. You might need to actually do it with a new set of tires, or if you have bead locks, undo your bead locks entirely. With the double dually setup, right now I have them both on one rim, so what I need to do is there's a strapping in the center that I use to help hold them in place. The 2 rubber pieces overlap and I run strapping so it pinches the tires down in the center, so that way they don't balloon or come off at higher speeds. Not to say that my Summit is fast, it is not fast, but it's just the extra level of precaution. So I'm going to cut off that strapping really quick. As you can see, here's that strapping I was talking about. It simply goes around and it pinches the tires in the center. Now for me to add the pieces that I've already pre-cut, they're pretty much shaped already, so they come around just like that, okay? They're a little longer than expected because I wanted to open up just a hair in there. And I try and cut this just a hair. So you can see here what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that on an angle. And then I cut this one in the opposite angle. Not to say they're going to line up perfectly, but should they overlap, at least you get a little bit of play getting them a little closer. So like I said, I'm not 100% accurate on this, it just kind of is a way that helps. Alright, so in my case, what I have to do to take off my tires is simply pull this back, and there's probably still water from the last time, so let me try and drain them just in case. No. And good, they did dry out. So I just simply move the tires to the end. I move the tires to the end. Come around underneath in my case, and then I'm gonna step to the other side here so I can pull in easier. Simply lift the rubber and start tucking underneath. As you can see, I'm doing this without even removing them off the car in my case. I normally do this with something lifting the tires off the ground so I can turn it, but I was afraid of it rolling off the table. So you simply come around, one to the other, make sure that they meet. Like in this one's case, I think I cut it a little long, so let me make it a little shorter. Okay. Now I don't know if you can tell, that was cut on a little bit of an angle. Now they feel right in there. Simply put my tire back in place, moving this piece back to the center, so when I strap them, they're ready to go. And there you go, you have your tire ready. Now I'm going to do the opposite side as well. Chances are this one's also going to be a little long, because I cut them a little long just to play it safe. And as you can see, this one's pretty long. It goes over quite a bit. So let me start tucking them in. Alright, now I can feel the end of the other tube, so I need to cut off about that much. Again, I'm going to cut that angle. Get them to bump up. And now all I need to do is simply bring the two pieces together, so that way I can overlap the centers. Sorry about that, I dropped my tool, so I wanted to get my dental tool I have to help pull the two tires together. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit to where you can see that a little better. Okay, I don't know if you can see that a little better. But basically all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one tire and pull it on top of the other. And go around the whole tire, pulling one on top of the other. One finger holds it in place as I use the dental tool to pull the second one over. Okay. Now I just got to center them a little bit. This is what takes probably the longest time of it, if you know, in terms of doing that. All right, so let me just center that again. Alright, so that's how it goes together. Now simply all I need to do is strap it in place. I take 3 straps, put them together. For some reason I found working 3 works better than just with 1 in terms of being able to pull it really tight. So all I do is I simply take a strap, run it underneath, through to help pinch them together, start pulling the different straps to help get them in place. Here's one I need to adjust really quick. As you can see, this one came off, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply pull it on top. They're now on top. Finish tightening them down. And there you go. That's how you do it. It's now nice and solid. I'll show you again with the 25-pound just to show you again that this works. You've seen me put the tires on. Here again is that piece of Custa block just to show you the same 25-pound trick. Here's the 25 pounds. Squishes everything down. As you can see, the tires now have not lost form. They're maintaining their form. Let me show you the sidewalls very quickly. There's the sidewalls. I know it's a little hard to see in the shadow, so I'll go to the side where there's a little more sun. There we go, a little more sun there so you can see. They're not collapsed. Let me do the same thing on the other side here so you can see the sidewall just did. You can see there that now there's actually a sidewall. So that really does help in comparison to not having them. Some other tricks that were mentioned to me by my local hobby shop were using BBs, because apparently in crawling a lot of people will use BBs to fill their tires because it gives weight to the front end, and the BBs will conform to any shaped rock. So that's a great idea. And that was with whether it was plastic BBs or metal BBs, depending on how much weight you wanted to add to the front, or a combination of. In my case, I didn't want to do that. Just felt like it was going to shoot out BBs all over the place, and if it was metal, they might rust, and then you got a whole other issue. So I thought this would be a better choice. So anyway, here's my idea with running in water. A way to have nice tires to do that, and good shape on them so they maintain their shape actually. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Add it to my blog or my YouTube channel. Either one is fine. And I'll try and help out with any questions you may have. Take it easy and have a great day.